Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools God has given us to transform our spiritual journey. It is not merely an act of compassion toward others, but a personal liberation from the invisible chains that bind us to vibrations of pain, resentment, and stagnation. When we hold on to grudges, we carry emotional burdens that prevent us from ascending to the heights of the fifth dimension, where harmony and unconditional love reign. From a divine perspective, every hurt or offense we face is an opportunity for spiritual growth. However, the lack of forgiveness anchors us to realities of low frequency, keeping us trapped in cycles of suffering that affect not only our inner peace, but also our progress toward higher levels of consciousness. Forgiveness does not mean justifying behaviors or forgetting wounds. It is about severing the ties of negative energy that drain our light and steer us away from our greater purpose. Each time we forgive, we remove a layer of density from our soul, allowing it to rise and align more deeply with the divine will. On this journey, there are 7 key people you need to forgive to free your soul. By forgiving them, you make room for healing, peace, and spiritual evolution. This is the time to reflect on these relationships and identify where forgiveness is needed. Keep watching to explore with us who these people are and how forgiveness can unlock the fullness of your spiritual mission. If this content resonates with you, like the video and subscribe to the channel to receive more messages that inspire and transform. Together, we can build a path of light and elevation to the fifth dimension. Have you noticed that the world is changing in profound ways? Not just on the physical plane, but on more subtle levels, such as energy and collective consciousness. These transformations are not visible to the eyes, but can be felt and understood by the heart. The planet is shifting from a denser, heavier vibrational state to a higher, lighter frequency. To better understand this transition, we need to talk about dimensions. Dimensions are not physical places you can visit, but levels of consciousness vibrating at distinct frequencies. Think of them as layers of reality, coexisting, but operating on different energy patterns. Today, Earth is in what is called the third dimension. This level is marked by dense emotions and behaviors such as pride, selfishness, competition, envy, and resentment. It is a reality where the sense of separation between people and between the human and the divine predominates. In this state, challenges and conflicts are intense because the energy is heavier and more limited. However, we are living in a historic moment. The planet is moving toward the fifth dimension, a higher and much more harmonious level of consciousness. This dimension vibrates at a frequency where love, compassion, unity, and cooperation are the dominant forces. Here, the idea of separation is replaced by interconnection. Relationships become more authentic, thoughts more elevated, and actions aligned with the greater good. This transition is what many call the New Earth, a reality based on elevated consciousness and universal harmony. However, this shift does not happen automatically. It requires a process of adaptation. All of us, individually and collectively, are being called to evolve and tune into these new energies. God's chosen ones play a vital role in this process. They are the pioneers, entrusted with leading humanity in the transition to the fifth dimension. Their mission involves not only spiritual elevation, but also physical transformation. Their bodies, which currently operate on a carbon-based structure, are being adjusted to a crystalline structure, subtler, and capable of absorbing and conducting the high frequencies of the new reality. This transition, however, is not just about physical or mental adjustments. It is, above all, a spiritual transformation. And in this context, forgiveness emerges as an indispensable tool. Forgiveness is the key to releasing the dense energies that keep us anchored in the third dimension. Grudges, hurts, and resentments act like invisible chains, weighing down our soul and preventing us from raising our vibration. By forgiving, you break the energetic ties that connect you to painful experiences of the past. Forgiveness dissolves emotional density and creates space for higher feelings, such as love and compassion, to flourish. For the chosen ones who lead this transition, forgiveness is especially essential. It purifies the energetic field, allowing divine light to flow unhindered, and strengthens the connection to the greater purpose. The new earth is built on elevated frequencies. To access them, we must forgive ourselves and others. Forgiveness is an act of liberation that aligns us with the essence of the fifth dimension: unity, harmony, and unconditional love. Next, discover who the 7 people are that you need to forgive to ascend to the fifth dimension. 1. Your parents, the first masters of the soul. The relationship with our parents is not just an earthly connection, but a deeply spiritual experience, especially for God's chosen ones. As leaders in the transition to the fifth dimension, the chosen ones have a unique role and therefore face even greater challenges within their family dynamics. Whatever the experience with the parents, it carries fundamental lessons that the soul chose before incarnating. This soul contract is not random. It was designed to prepare the chosen ones for their divine mission, to elevate themselves and the collective. In the third dimension, where feelings of separation, pride, and hurt prevail, many experience turbulent or distant relationships with their parents. This dense environment, marked by unmet expectations and resentments, reflects the energies that need to be transformed. The chosen ones in their journey are called to transcend these pains. For carrying grudges against the parents is like dragging anchors that bind them to lower frequencies. Forgiving the parents is not simply letting it go, but rather recognizing that they were fundamental instruments for spiritual learning and growth. The challenges that arise in these relationships were carefully chosen before birth to shape character and awaken essential spiritual abilities. This forgiveness dissolves the karmic bond that holds the soul to pain and allows the chosen one to free their energetic field to vibrate in harmony with the fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension, the predominant energy is unconditional love, and unity is the foundation of all relationships. For the chosen ones, forgiving the parents is an essential step to reach this higher frequency. By practicing forgiveness, they eliminate emotional and spiritual blockages that could delay their ascension. More than that, by forgiving, the chosen ones create a bridge between the dense past of the third dimension and the light future of the fifth dimension, influencing not only themselves, but also their families and the collective. Forgiving the parents also symbolizes a deeper understanding of the soul contract. It is recognizing that, even in their flaws, they fulfilled their role as mirrors and teachers. This allows the chosen one to see beyond human actions, perceiving the divine connection that has always existed. The transition to a state of love, compassion, and acceptance is a direct reflection of the vibration of the fifth dimension. For the chosen ones, this forgiveness is not optional, but an essential part of their mission. Without it, the dense energies of the past may hinder their connection with the divine purpose and make it difficult to fulfill their mission on the new earth. Therefore, forgiving the parents is an act of spiritual liberation that aligns the chosen one with their true nature and with the frequency of the fifth dimension, allowing them to become the channel of light and transformation they were destined to be. 2. Your partner or ex-partner. Lessons of love and self-knowledge. For God's chosen ones, romantic relationships are more than emotional or physical connections. They are essential spiritual laboratories on the journey to the fifth dimension. These bonds have the power to reveal both our shadows and our potential for light, acting as mirrors that reflect our deepest truths. It is in moments of love, and especially in moments of conflict, that opportunities for learning, healing, and transformation arise. In the third dimension, where separation, competition, and ego prevail, many relationships are rooted in karmic patterns. Partners may be drawn together to work on unresolved lessons from past lives or to challenge limiting beliefs that hinder spiritual growth. These connections, though often painful, are fundamental for the chosen ones to recognize and transcend the pain patterns that keep them bound to lower vibrations. Forgiving partners or ex-partners is a crucial step in this process. When we hold grudges or hurts related to these relationships, we remain trapped in repetitive cycles of pain and frustration. This unresolved energy acts as an anchor, keeping us in the density of the third dimension. For the chosen ones, who have the role of leading the transition to the fifth dimension, it is vital to release these ties. Forgiveness does not mean justifying actions or neglecting the pain felt. On the contrary, it is an act of self-responsibility, where we choose to look at the experience from a new perspective. Forgiving past partners is about closing karmic cycles, freeing the heart for new relationships based on balance, love, and spiritual maturity. Essential characteristics of the fifth dimension. In the elevated frequency of the fifth dimension, relationships are based on unity, cooperation, and unconditional love. There is no space for control, resentment, or guilt. By forgiving, the chosen ones align themselves with this higher vibration, becoming capable of attracting connections that reflect this new state of consciousness. More than that, forgiving past partners teaches us to forgive ourselves. It reveals that the pains and challenges we face in relationships are mirrors of our own inner wounds. By forgiving, we heal these wounds and prepare ourselves to live in relationships in harmony with the new earth. For the chosen ones, forgiving partners or ex-partners is an act of courage and liberation. It is an essential step in manifesting the fullness of divine love and in raising their vibration to the state of grace and connection that defines the fifth dimension. 3. Friends and colleagues. The small wounds of daily life. On the journey of God's chosen ones, it is not only the great pains or challenges that shape the spiritual path, but also the small wounds of daily life, those caused by friends, colleagues, and people who have passed through our lives. A rude boss, a friend who betrayed your trust, or a colleague who acted with disloyalty. These interactions, no matter how simple or profound they may seem, play an important role in our spiritual evolution. These relationships are like pieces of a great puzzle, each contributing to the learning and growth necessary for ascension to the fifth dimension. In the density of the third dimension, marked by separation, competitiveness, and egocentrism, it is common for these connections to generate hurt and resentment. For the chosen ones, however, these experiences are not mere accidents, but divine opportunities for learning. Each disappointment, no matter how small, carries with it a valuable lesson. A friend who abandons us in a time of need teaches us the importance of self-love and self-sufficiency. A boss who treats us with severity can show us the value of setting healthy boundaries. These interactions, though painful, are opportunities for the chosen ones to identify areas of healing in their own lives. However, holding grudges about these situations is like carrying stones in the heart, weighing us down and binding us to the density of the third dimension. Forgiveness is the key to transforming these wounds into wisdom. By releasing resentment, we allow these experiences to become sources of learning, instead of chains that imprison us to the past. Forgiveness is also an act of reclaiming inner peace, which is essential for the chosen ones who have the mission of raising their vibrations and leading others to the fifth dimension. This new level of consciousness is marked by unity and unconditional love, where there is no space for feelings of hurt or revenge. By forgiving, we align our energy with these higher frequencies, becoming channels of light and transformation. More than that, forgiving friends and colleagues teaches us an important lesson. Their actions do not define our worth. When we forgive, we reclaim our inner strength and reaffirm our commitment to our spiritual journey. For the chosen ones, it is vital to understand that each interaction, no matter how small it may seem, is part of a greater plan. Even the subtlest pains are invitations to healing and growth. Forgiving those who have disappointed us is an act of wisdom and courage that frees our energy to move forward toward the fifth dimension. Thus, by transforming wounds into learning and hurt into compassion, the chosen ones not only elevate their own vibrations, but also contribute to the collective elevation of human consciousness. After all, forgiveness is a divine tool that connects us to the essence of unconditional love. 4. Yourself, the forgiveness that heals from the inside out. For God's chosen ones, who carry the noble mission of guiding humanity toward the fifth dimension, forgiving themselves is one of the most transformative steps in the spiritual journey. Often, personal forgiveness is the hardest to offer because it requires a deep dive into self-compassion and the acceptance of one's own imperfections. It is common for the chosen ones, in their pursuit of divine perfection, to be overly self-critical and carry guilt for past mistakes or missed opportunities. In the density of the third dimension, where separation, judgment, and ego prevail, feelings of guilt and self-criticism act as anchors. They trap the soul in cycles of self-judgment and stagnation, creating barriers that limit the chosen one's ability to access higher frequencies. These feelings can cloud their perception of themselves, making it difficult to recognize their true divine nature and their greater mission. The fifth dimension, however, operates on frequencies of unconditional love, acceptance, and unity. In this elevated state of consciousness, unity includes not only connection with others, but also with our inner self. To access this vibration, it is essential to break the chains of guilt and perfectionism, recognizing that making mistakes is an essential part of learning and spiritual progress. Self-forgiveness is the portal to this transformation. It does not mean ignoring or minimizing flaws, but embracing them as valuable lessons on the path of evolution. Every mistake made offers the opportunity for growth, and every wrong choice brings us closer to a deeper understanding of who we are and what we are here to accomplish. When the chosen ones forgive themselves, they release the trapped emotional energy that blocks their light. This release creates space to vibrate in harmony with the higher frequencies of the fifth dimension. Moreover, personal forgiveness strengthens the connection with the divine, allowing the chosen ones to embrace their mission with clarity and renewed confidence. The act of forgiving oneself also serves as a powerful example for others. By demonstrating self-compassion and acceptance, the chosen ones show that the spiritual journey does not require perfection, but a willingness to learn, grow, and begin again. They become beacons of light and inspiration, showing that unconditional love starts within each of us. Therefore, forgiving oneself is more than an act of personal healing. It is an alignment with the essence of the fifth dimension. It teaches us that our failures do not define us, but shape us. This forgiveness transforms, elevates, and prepares the chosen ones to fulfill their mission of light, becoming living reflections of the love and unity they are destined to manifest in the new earth. 5. Toxic people. Lessons in disguise. On the journey of the chosen ones toward the fifth dimension, The toxic people we encounter throughout life play unexpected but essential roles. Although their behaviors may have caused pain, frustration, and even discouragement, these individuals often bring deep and indispensable lessons for our spiritual growth. These people come into our lives to reveal hidden wounds, limiting patterns or weaknesses that we still need to overcome. A manipulative colleague, a family member who incessantly criticizes, or a friend who betrays your trust, all of them reflect aspects of ourselves that still need healing. For the chosen ones, who have the role of raising their vibrations and guiding others, these challenges are especially important as they serve as tests of resilience and spiritual evolution. Forgiving these toxic people does not mean forgetting or justifying their actions. It is an act of liberation. When we carry resentments, we maintain an energetic bond with the pain caused by these experiences. This tie keeps us anchored in the density of the third dimension, making it harder for us to ascend to the higher frequencies of the fifth dimension. By forgiving, we break these bonds of pain, transforming hurt into compassion and freeing both ourselves and the other people involved. This energetic release is vital for the chosen ones because it allows them to vibrate in harmony with the principles of the fifth dimension: unity, unconditional love, and compassion. Forgiving toxic people is, in fact, a gift we give to ourselves. It dissolves the emotional weight we carry and creates space for a lighter, more harmonious energy. Furthermore, these challenging interactions teach us to set healthy boundaries and value our inner peace. By forgiving, we do not necessarily keep these people in our lives, but we learn to deal with their influences in a wise and balanced way. This strengthens us and prepares us to face future challenges with greater clarity and serenity. For the chosen ones, forgiving toxic people is an act of courage and spiritual maturity. It does not erase the memories, but it transforms their impact, allowing us to move forward on our journey. This process aligns us with the higher frequencies of the fifth dimension, where love overcomes pain and where each experience is recognized as an opportunity to grow and shine. Sixth society: collective expectations and disappointments. The chosen ones of God possess a sharp sense of disconnection from society. They see clearly the patterns of selfishness, inequality, and separation that dominate the third dimension and feel the weight of the injustices and suffering perpetuated by flawed systems. However, this heightened perception can also generate frustration and resentment, especially when their attempts to promote change face resistance or indifference. Society, with its imperfections, often seems to be an obstacle to spiritual ascension. The chosen ones, in their mission to lead the transition to the fifth dimension, may feel isolated or misunderstood, carrying wounds from collective actions that perpetuate suffering. However, it is crucial to recognize that society is a reflection of the collective consciousness. Its failures are not only the result of individual choices, but of the accumulated energy that all of us, at some level, have contributed to creating. This understanding transforms the perspective of the chosen ones. Instead of seeing society as something they need to reject or fight against, they can understand it as a manifestation of humanity's current stage of spiritual evolution. This does not mean justifying its failures, but looking at them with compassion, recognizing that each individual, including the chosen ones, has a role in the creation of this reality. 7. The divine: questioning the unquestionable. Even the chosen ones of God, in their spiritual journey, face moments of doubt and disconnection. In times of pain, loss, or seemingly insurmountable challenges, it is natural to question the presence of the divine. Why does suffering exist? Why, even with so much faith, do certain adversities seem overwhelming? These questions, though common, can create a temporary distance between the individual and the divine force that guides everything. In these moments, it is common to blame God or the universe for what we perceive as a lack of intervention or direction. For the chosen ones, who often face greater trials in their mission to lead others to the fifth dimension, these experiences can feel especially solitary. However, these challenges are not punishments, but sacred opportunities for growth. The fifth dimension, with its vibration of unconditional love and unity, invites us to look beyond the apparent chaos and trust fully in the divine plan. In its essence, this plan is perfect, even when our human eyes, limited by the perspective of the third dimension, cannot see its logic. Every event we face, no matter how painful, is aligned with the mission of our soul, helping us grow, learn, and move closer to the light. Forgiving the divine is, in fact, a way of forgiving our own limitations in understanding the vastness of this plan. It is not about excusing God, but about letting go of the weight of distrust, anger, or the feeling of abandonment. It is recognizing that, while we are immersed in an earthly experience, we will not always have all the answers, but we can choose to trust that everything happens for a greater reason. This surrender does not mean passivity, but an active acceptance of the divine flow of life. When we trust, our vibration rises, allowing us to align with the higher frequencies of the fifth dimension. For the chosen ones, this trust is even more crucial, as they are living examples of resilience and faith for those who are still awakening. By forgiving the divine, we restore our connection with the source of all creation. This strengthens our ability to navigate challenges with grace and allows us to access the wisdom necessary to fulfill our mission. Additionally, this reconnection gives us inner peace, showing us that we are not alone and that everything is part of a greater plan, even when the results are not yet clear. Therefore, forgiving the divine is an act of humility and gratitude. It reminds us that ultimately we are not here to control everything, but to trust, learn, and evolve. This alignment prepares us to live fully in the fifth dimension, where love and faith are the pillars of all existence. Forgiveness is one of the most powerful tools for those seeking ascension to the fifth dimension. Every hurt you carry is like an anchor that prevents your soul from navigating deeper and lighter waters, keeping you trapped in the density of the third dimension. Forgiving is a liberating act that creates space for light and love to flow freely, allowing you to align with the higher frequencies of the new earth. In your journey as a chosen one of God, you will encounter many opportunities to exercise forgiveness. Parents, with their flaws and imperfections, are soul masters who reflect valuable lessons. Partners or ex-partners bring to the surface karmic patterns that must be broken for love to blossom in balance. Friends and colleagues with their small wounds teach us to transform hurt into wisdom. Perhaps the greatest challenge is forgiving yourself. Carrying guilt and regret disconnects us from our divine essence and limits our capacity for spiritual growth. By giving yourself the gift of forgiveness, you take an essential step to release blocked energies and allow your inner light to shine brighter. Toxic people, with their challenging behaviors, often play important roles in our evolution, revealing weaknesses we need to heal. Society, with all its imperfections, is a reflection of the collective. By forgiving it, you contribute to global healing and the transformation of planetary consciousness. Finally, forgiving the divine is recognizing that there is a higher purpose in everything, even when we do not understand it. This surrender strengthens the connection with the divine plan, allowing you to trust the flow of life and align with your mission. Forgiveness is more than an individual act. It is an act of love and courage that benefits everyone. It dissolves the barriers that keep us trapped and elevates us to a state of unity and compassion. Colossians 3:13. Bear with each other and forgive whatever grievances you may have against one another. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. Now, look within and reflect. Is there anyone on this list that you need to forgive? Leave your comment sharing your reflections and experiences. By making this conscious decision to forgive, you not only transform your journey, but also inspire others to do the same. Together, we build a new reality based on love, harmony, and light.